The blistering, unforgiving heat of the African savanna relentlessly bakes the golden wasteland. The cracked earth radiates a suffocating thermal wave that distorts the horizon. A solitary female honey badger emerges from the dark, stifling safety of her underground burrow. She carries the grueling burden of feeding a fiercely hungry family. Every single agonizing step in this brutal environment is a calculated risk. A few miles away, a totally different master of the savanna operates in absolute silence. An adult caracal flawlessly executes a lethal ambush. With terrifying grace, the feline violently leaps into the dry grass. It heavily pins a frantic scrub hare to the scorched earth. Razor-sharp claws pierce the soft flesh, securing the fresh kill. But the scent of spilled blood travels rapidly on the hot desert wind. The female honey badger aggressively tracks the metallic odor. Through the thick scrub, she violently chooses theft over hard labor. She aggressively bursts out of the dry brush, charging directly at the much larger feline. The caracal violently hisses, flattening its tufted ears in pure anger. A chaotic, violent tug-of-war instantly erupts over the bleeding hare's body. The badger bites directly into the carcass, ignoring the feline's sharp claws. She aggressively pushes forward, using her thick, armored skull as a battering ram. Her loose, rubbery skin effortlessly absorbs the caracal's frantic scratches. Faced with this legendary, unstoppable aggression, the feline finally releases its grip. The heavily bruised badger proudly drags the heavy prize back across the hot dust. She delivers the meat into her dark burrow. Two tiny, fiercely vocal cubs eagerly tear into the stolen feast with sharp milk teeth. The savanna, however, rarely forgets an insult or a stolen meal. From the high branches of an acacia tree, the furious caracal silently watches. Its cold, amber eyes aggressively lock onto the exact location of the hidden badger burrow. The feline heavily commits this vital coordinate to memory. Several days pass.
On the savanna,
in the sweltering heat. The mother badger is forcefully compelled to leave the den, venturing into the dry riverbed for water. Left entirely alone, the two curious cubs crawl out of the dark hole. They naively explore the bright, dangerously exposed world. Far above the surface, the silence is shattered. The vengeful caracal drops from the thick brush like a lightning bolt. It aggressively snatches the smallest cub by the scruff of its thick neck. The second cub frantically scrambles backward, tumbling deep into the dark safety of the burrow. The feline aggressively sprints away, carrying the screeching cub into the tall grass. A high-pitched, desperate scream heavily echoes across the silent plains. The mother badger violently halts her foraging. She instantly recognizes the terrifying sound of her own blood. She abandons her hunt and aggressively sprints back toward the den in a blind panic. She arrives to find the earth disturbed and one cub missing. Her dark eyes aggressively narrow into mere slits of pure rage. She buries her snout into the dirt, inhaling the fresh scent of the feline. The pursuit is absolutely relentless. The caracal deliberately changes direction, heavily leaping over jagged rocks to break the trail. But the mother badger is an unstoppable force of nature. She violently tears through the abrasive brush, completely ignoring the deep scratches on her snout. She aggressively squeezes her stocky body through narrow, suffocating rock crevices. She violently digs under heavy fallen logs, relentlessly tracking the vanishing scent. Her heavily muscled legs burn with severe exhaustion, but she absolutely refuses to stop. She violently pushes her overheating body far beyond its natural physical limits. Deep inside a dense, rocky ravine, the exhausted feline finally pauses to rest. Suddenly, the thick brush violently explodes. The mother badger aggressively launches herself directly into the clearing. She violently positions her stocky body squarely between the massive feline and her terrified cub. She viciously bares her teeth, releasing a terrifying roar that shakes the silent ravine. She forcefully secretes a foul, suffocating musk, fiercely preparing for a battle to the absolute death. The caracal aggressively stares down at the deeply enraged, uncompromising mother. The feline calculates the massive physical cost of fighting this unstoppable warrior. Slowly, the heavily armed predator turns its back and silently vanishes into the thick grass. The mother carefully grabs her shaken cub and carries it across the dusty plains. The small family is finally reunited, deep within the dark, safe earth. The mother heavily guards the narrow entrance, her dark eyes scanning the horizon. For the stealthy caracal, the harsh savanna dictates that a stolen meal is never worth a lethal injury. For the young cubs, the deep burrow is their only fragile sanctuary against a brutal world. And for the fiercely protective mother, sheer, unadulterated aggression is the ultimate shield. Nature is a relentless, unforgiving battlefield. But in the wild, even the most skilled assassins will ultimately bow to the terrifying power of a mother's wrath.